Mm. Yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from anywhere you're watching me all over the world. My name is Oluwatosin Olajumoke Arodudu, and today it's book reading with OOA. Also, the author and their book. Before we proceed, let's just do a quick intro video and use the opportunity to wait for our guests. How are you doing this Friday? How is everything? Hope you are looking forward to the weekend. Yeah. Yes, once again, this is the author and their book, also titled Book Reading with OOA. So every Friday or every other Friday, I get to come on this platform to do a book reading. It might be from some of the books I have written or other books that has inspired me, or we bring an author on the program to talk about their book and so just have a quick chat wrapped around their books, because I believe that sometimes some of the keys that we need are hidden inside books, and if only we can take our time to read some of the things that we might be going through, we might not go through those stuff because we will have the right information to move our lives forward. This is why we have brought this program, to give us insight and for these authors to share some of the things that are hidden in their books with us. And like they always say, that if you really want to find out about someone, a lot of secrets are hidden inside books. So let us, we're trying to build a reputation of reading on this platform and to inspire our audience to read more books so that they can change their lives. Once again, my name is Oluwatosin Olajumoke Arodudu, aka OOA, your publisher and the identity coach on this platform. So before we proceed, let me just do one or two adverts and use the opportunity to wait for our guests. Yeah, welcome back. This is the author and their book, also known as Book Reading with OOA. And if you're just joining us, welcome on board. Please leave me a comment so that I can give you a shout out. And if you're going to get to catch up with this video later, welcome on board. Thank you for joining and share with your friends if it blesses you one way or the other. It's a program that we bring on Friday or every other Friday to inspire us and to just build a culture of reading, because I believe that the secrets of men oftentimes are hidden in books. There are some things that are inside an author's book that they don't even get to talk about just anyhow until you pick a copy of those books and you read them. So every Friday or every other Friday, I'll be here by myself or by an author, and we'll build a chat around their book and just, ask them one or two questions so that they can inspire and teach us one or two things about the things that they've been inspired to write about. Our guest for today is Pastor Feyi Oluwasanmi. However, it looks as if we are having some network issues. It's not been able to come on. Let me try again. Hello, sir, are you there? It's not been able to come on. Well, like I always do, I'm always very prepared. Nothing catches me unaware. So I knew that sometimes we might have network issues because it's in Nigeria and some network problems might want to come up. So I was prepared to read from Identity in case we have any hiccups. I'm always prepared like that whenever I'm bringing on a guest, most especially a guest from Nigeria, because of the network that can crop up sometimes. So I always prepare myself. And this is one of the things I also need to learn. Don't ever rely on things that man creates. All these things that men create, they are prone to hiccups and issues. So always prepare yourself. Just like the 10 virgins, 5 of them have extra oil, while the other just have the oil in their lamp. We're talking about this in my leadership training group, and my mentor was saying that we're going to delve deep into that particular lesson, and that's always been my way. I'm always prepared so that I don't get hooked and lost for what's next to do. So today, while we wait for our author, I pray he comes on board. But before he comes on, let's read from Identity. Identity was written by me, Oluwatosin Alajumoke. It was written in 2018, but I didn't get to publish it until 2020, as the Lord led me. And I thank God because I didn't publish it in 2020, that I waited till. I thank God I didn't publish it in 2018, that I waited until 2020 because it became richer and a lot of things, I learned more lessons. I grew in wisdom, in strength, in knowledge, and it became a solid book by the time I was ready to publish it in 2020. So sometimes as an author, I'm sharing this with you as a publisher and also as an author, there are some books that all books have seasons. Don't rush. Don't say that, oh, this person has published their book, I want to also publish mine at this particular time. There are times that the Lord does not want you to publish that book at that particular season that you want to publish it. I hope we are not having network issues. Let me see. I got a message now, but let me shut down this thing so that it doesn't intersect with what we're doing. Yeah. So, like I said, sometimes you might want to publish a book because you see some people are publishing books and you want to. There are some books that you need to learn some lessons before you publish them, because by the time you release it into the atmosphere, you don't know who's going to. You have to be releasing something that is worthwhile, something that will bless lives, not something that will become that will tilt towards negativity in the people that read them. So it's very writing and authoring a book. It's something that is very deep. And it's not something that you do because you're comparing yourself with other people. You must be inspired, and God must have commissioned you to write those books so that you can bless life. So, yeah, like I was saying, let's read from Identity, Self-Discovery, Chapter 2. If you have a copy, if you are going to join me now, or you're going to get to catch up, pick your copy, and let's just do a quick reading. Sorry, let me check my phone. Maybe it's our author that is trying to reach out to me. Oh, yeah. He said he cannot connect as a result of network issues. Let me try to put him on the screen. Yeah, it's network issue. He can't connect. So sorry. If you are watching me, sir, so sorry about that. I know that something like this happens sometimes in Nigeria, so I understand. We might have to, reschedule the interview, and we'll do it another time. That's fine, sir. It's fine. But while we're still waiting, let me read from Identity and just share one or two things with us before we call it a day. Okay, he's trying to come in. Oh, okay, he's trying to come in through another medium. Okay. Well, let's keep waiting while I read from Identity. So self-discovery. Aha, is here now. Let me. Okay, let me add him to the. Hello, sir.
Good evening, madam.
Welcome on board, sir.
We have been here since we have been battling network.
Oh, yeah. I was prepared anyway. I said in case I'll just read on my own book.
Sorry for that.
That's fine. Welcome on board, sir. I'm so happy to have you on board.
Thank you so very much.
We have been here since before time.
like
Yeah, I
10
know.
minutes or so.
I know you always keep to time, sir. Thank you so much. So sorry about the network.
We
And I'm so
thank
happy to
God.
have you on board. The interview has been due, but we thank God that we're having it now. So let's just proceed, sir, because our time is fast spent.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
proceed. Yes, can we meet you, sir? Just give us a brief introduction of yourself so that our audience
Okay.
can get to know you. Yeah.
I'm Feyi Oluwasanmi.
Okay.
I'm a Nigerian,
Wow.
married
Yes. Okay.
to one wife.
Hallelujah.
To one wife.
Thank God.
So, God blessed us with 4 children,
Awesome.
and
Awesome.
our marriage will be around. It's going to 30 years.
Ooh, 30 years in marriage.
It's
Wow.
going, yes, about not exactly 30, it's 20 something. Yeah.
20
Let
something.
me
You
give
have
it,
to you have to give us marital tips so we that we are coming behind.
no problem.
You have to teach us how to.
We'll do that.
Okay, God will help. God will help
I'm
us.
a consultant
Okay.
in the environment sector of the economy,
Okay.
dealing
Awesome.
with issues like EIA,
What's the idea,
EMP,
sir?
environmental
Okay.
impact assessment,
Assessment. Oh, that's good. I know
then
people.
environmental management plan, pollution
Awesome.
control, and
Wow.
wildlife management.
Wow. You are the people that the Lord is using in the earth right now to help us preserve the earth. Oh.
God is helping us.
Hallelujah. Well done, sir.
I'm
Awesome.
also a volunteer teacher of business systems
Okay.
here in Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
And,
Awesome.
I like writing. I like writing.
Okay. Awesome.
So that is who I am.
All right. Nice to meet you, sir. I love your bio. Very beautiful. Environmentalists are one of the powerful people in the world right now, and we celebrate you, sir. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. So let's just kick right in, sir. What inspired you to start writing books, sir? Because I know that interesting stories I told my children that I have right here is not your first book. You have like 3 books or more than 3 books on Amazon. So what inspired you to start writing as an environmentalist?
Okay.
When did you start writing?
Actually, from very early as I was growing up, I found out that I love reading. I read just anything. I read voraciously.
Wow.
And it helped my own emotions. I can keep quiet because you need all your whole mind to concentrate on what you are doing. It helped me to like quietness. I like solitude most of the time. So I started reading, but after a time, I was in Kano, and even before I started writing, I used to write. I'm somebody that likes to take notes so that I won't forget. I believe that the faintest pen is mightier than my mightiest sword or something like that. So actually, when I got to Kano, I found out that I've written quite a lot of devotionals, my own messages, other people's messages. Hello, excuse me, please.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So I found out that sorry for that. I found out that I have a lot of volumes of ideas, and God speaks to me, inspires me. I write them down. So one day, I just got, that was in 1991 or so. I had not gotten a job then. I finished service and I was in Kano. So something just said, why don't you put something down? I put them, and I started a study on the book of Ephraim. It has been published partly, but I'm yet to publish by myself. That book was so, as I started, I found out that it was growing bigger.
The book of what, sir?
The book of Ephraim, the tribe of
Ephraim
as a person. Though the title is Your Divine Choice. Your Divine Choice. So I studied that particular personality from Genesis to Revelation.
Mm.
And I brought out some nuggets of wisdom that God gave us. It was so, at that time, that was 1991, 92, and by the grace of God, I found out that the more I write, the more inspiration comes. So I did not publish that one at that time. That was how I started to write. Every morning I make it a duty to put one thing or the other down. I have logbooks where I write what I feel like. I review it, what God is telling me per time. So that's how I started writing.
Wow. Awesome, sir. Sorry, let me.
Thank you.
Awesome. This is very deep, because you said something now that the more you write, the more the inspiration comes. And I want our writers to pay attention, and readers or people who have an intention to write a book tomorrow. You have to start writing. You might start with writing on social media, and before you know it, and that's my own story too, before you know it, more inspiration will just be coming. You can't just be quiet and be hoping to write a book and you're not writing. You must start from somewhere. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, sir. It's always good to learn from the elderly ones and drink from their pots of wisdom. All right, sir. Now, our third question. The book we are talking about today is Interesting Stories I Told My Children. I love this title. This is the book right here for our audience. Okay. Let me. It's network issues. Okay. That's the book right there. Interesting Stories I Told My Children. It was published by Other Creations, and it's a very powerful book. So I love the title. What inspired you to write this book, sir? And why did you give it this title?
Okay. We got married in Kano, and by and by we moved to Maiduguri, northeast Nigeria. I was working in a bank then as an executive. So after a time, our children started coming. God bless them with 2 boys and 2 girls. The girls are in the middle. The boys sandwich them. So, so they are all grown up now. They are in their 20s and getting ready to be a grandfather.
Hallelujah.
I found out that I liked their companionship. We were a private family, so in the evenings when they are through with their assignments, I call them and I talk to them about stories. And the reason is, folk tales that I had one place or the other, or I read about in all my years. Another thing was that I found out that there is a dearth of historical African folklore. Many people don't pass it on to their descendants any longer, generations. And those things, even though they are not directly from the Bible, some of them teach principles and morals that can be of help to our generation, looking at the moral decadence of today's world. So I decided every night I called them, please, let's talk about stories, and it helped us to bond. As they are growing up. They will sit around me and I will tell them stories, and they ask questions and I answer them. We did that until they started going to university. So another thing I found out is that when you document stories, you make it more complete and easily accessible. And then the dynamics of changing stories is removed. Nobody, so you can really go back to the book and say, okay, this is how the story was. So so that was what inspired me. I found out that I needed bonding with my family, and I needed to put something for the generations yet unborn to refer to. Per time.
Awesome. That's beautiful, sir. You said something. Yes, you said something that it made you to bond with your children, like you were sharing stories with them. And this is one of the things that men of nowadays also have to learn. It's not just about having children and leaving them. You must bond with your children. It's for your old age. When children bond with their fathers, they just have this kind of connection with them that never dies. So I pray that anybody that listens to this, they will also learn and apply it to their personal lives. Thank you, sir. So our next question is, I love all the stories in this book of wisdom. That's the interesting stories I told my children. So I'm going to read a particular chapter there now. Our viewers should follow me as I read. I'm reading from The Foolish Lion, titled, The Foolish Lion. It's on page 35 in the hardcover of the book. So follow me as I read quickly. Mumbu, is it Mumbusa? Is that the pronunciation?
Mumbu.
Mumbu. Okay, yes. I love the names in this book. Powerful names. Mumbu, the lion, lived in a forest. He had grown so old, he could no longer run as fast as he used to. As days went by, it became more and more difficult for him to hunt and feed. One day, as he was out searching for food, strolling through the forest, he came across a cave. Peeping inside, he sniffed around the cave and said to himself, "An animal must be staying here." On entering the cave, he found it totally empty. "I will hide inside and wait patiently inside this cave until the animal living inside returns, and then I will have some meal," he decided. The cave was the home of Kiloku. Is that the pronunciation, sir?
Yes, Kiloku.
Okay.
Yes.
The fox, who had gone out in the morning to hunt and would return to sleep in the evening. As the fox came near the cave after the day's hunting, suddenly his instinct told him that something was definitely wrong. Everything deadly quiet. He sniffed repeatedly but could not find a clue. Something is definitely wrong today. Even all the birds and insects are so silent, he mused. Slowly and cautiously, he walked towards the entrance of the cave, looking around to sense any danger lurking around the entrance. Then he came up with a plan. He raised his voice and shouted loudly to the cave, "Alloo! My good cave, what happened to you today? Why are you so silent?" The echo of his howl startled Mumbu, the lion who had stood up, lurking to launch an attack on Kiloku, the fox. Eager and desperate for a meal, he thought to himself, "I think the cave is silent because I'm inside it. I should do something fast before the fox notices." Again, the fox howled, "Alloo! My good cave, why are you so silent? Have you forgotten that we had an agreement? You are supposed to greet me every time I return home. Why, my good cave, are you failing to welcome me back home?" At this, the lion tried to change his voice and replied, "Welcome back home, my friend." Hearing this, the birds of the trees chirped loudly and flew away. Kiloku shook with fear, now certain that his life was in grave danger. He knew a lion was inside his cave. He then got a hook and several sharp-pointed sticks and set a trap in front of the cave. He stayed near the cave and called out once more, "My good cave, are you so tired you cannot come out to welcome me like you used to? My arms are open wide, ready for your warm embrace." Immediately, Mumbu ran out of the cave and opened his paws to maul down the fox. However, he got hooked in the trap and was unable to get out. Kiloku, the fox, called out to the other animals to come watch how the mighty had fallen. Writhing in pain, Mumbu the lion knew that he had been tricked. He blamed himself for his foolishness, allowing his desperation to override his reasoning. He had been a bully who fed on the other animals, and his terrible ways had caught up with him. Moral lesson: with patience and wisdom, you can save yourself from lots of trouble. Wow, powerful. Then another lesson says that the wicked may rejoice for a while, but his day of reckoning will surely come. You know, this is why I love this book, sir. That's why the fact that it's an allegory, there's a way you mix up scriptures with the book, and it just makes it so amazing. I love those lessons. So my question regarding this particular place I have read, sir, please hold on. Let me check the question and pull it out. Yes, my question regarding this is that From my reading of this amazing book, I saw that each of this story was used in teaching beautiful life lessons. I'd say it's a book of life coaching with the use of allegory. Can you relate the story of the foolish lion to leadership and power in our individual lives? So this is like our wrap-up question, and I want you to inspire us and teach us.
Thank you, Barrister Tosin.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you,
I want to appreciate you.
You're welcome, sir.
You see, leadership is a trust. Leadership is a trust. And it is sacrilege to betray trust in the eyes of God. So those two characters that are main in that story are just like you said, allegory as what is happening in our lives. All of us are leaders, either as in a family, as in a workplace, as in a community or a nation. So you find out that many people miss out that part of, protecting the art of leadership. For example, in a nation, let me just, like Nigeria, next year will be our election year. Nigeria in the 60s was foremost in oil palm and cocoa because of good leadership. But now, Malaysia and Ghana are taking over from us. So sad. So we find out that we lost our heritage because of bad leadership. Then the lion was selfish. He was thinking for himself. He was not selfless. Leadership is about sacrificial selflessness. Selfless sacrifice. Let me put it another way. If you see where the leader is right, you see that every other thing we align. Yes, everything we align. I believe that the leader has that capacity to determine the destiny of millions. So our nation now, we are going to election. We used to borrow for consumption. I hope we start to borrow with new leaders for production. Yes, it depends on the type of leadership structure we build. Then we find out that the lion was thinking of himself, was not thinking of the welfare of the other beasts as the king of the forest. Was thinking of himself. And that is how most of our third world leaders are. And it's very pathetic. Very, very pathetic. And that is why we are having problems. Look at what problems we have: strike, corruption. All these things are just an outcome, a ripple from bad leadership. Then you see that Kiloku means what remains.
What remains?
Yes, in my local language, all of us have things that remain for us. We have things that we are to see to be perfect, just like God wants us to be perfect. When he got to the front of his cave, he was weary, he was cautious, he was very, very careful. Most of the time, when we want to either vote or take decision as men and women in the home, we are not very cautious. We don't give a second thought, and it has led to a lot of damage. Marriages are breaking up, divorces, separation are rife. Why? Because one of the partners or all of the partners refuse to say, what is remaining for me? What should I do? So the fox was circumspect. We must be circumspect. I hope you are getting me, Barrister.
I'm getting you, sir.
We
yes,
must
sir.
be circumspect. We must not rush into business deals. We burn our fingers because we do not look at what remains as at red flags. We go into a business deal with somebody, to go into a relationship with somebody. Many people have ruined their marriages because they just went to a casual relationship with somebody. And they hurt, yes, and they hurt the person that loves them most. So I am into counseling, and I've seen a lot of these things happening all over again. So in leadership, you have to make people to respect you because of your productivity, what you reproduce. That is mentoring. And I thank God for what you and your team are doing to
thank you, sir.
Mentor people, bring them up. Developmental leadership.
Developmental leadership. I'm writing your points as comments, sir. Please keep talking so that we don't miss it. I'm putting everything down as comments in this thing.
Thank you, ma. So the most important thing is that in leadership, we have to be circumspect and we have to be selfless. You know, when time comes, we are going to give account for how we led people, how we inspired them. Yes, we are going to give account of our leadership and mentorship program on this earth. And I believe that was what Kiloku did. He thought within the box. He said, what will I do to save my life? I think this time in Nigeria, for example, we should be thinking of what we are going to do to save our country, to save our children and grandchildren.
To save our future generation.
Sit down and look. It's not to pay to vote, to collect money or from a money bag so that we vote.
5,000 naira for sabotaging your destiny and future.
Yes, many people do it. Or to vote on. I'm not a politician, but I'm telling you how it pains me.
I know,
when I see younger generation, they are not saying what is remaining. They're just thinking of the now. We are not selfless any longer. You see, pastors in a church, they are taking advantage of other people because they have particular gifts. So a pastor will look at I was over a church many years in Maiduguri. I had two rules. One, I will not depend on money from the church. That was one rule. Two, I will treat every female member as either my sister or my mother. And for many years, God helped me.
Hallelujah.
I did not see their till. I did not see what is inside their finance. I contributed just like you have contributed, and I made them know it, and they saw it. But if somebody starts to manipulate and mind control people, he's no longer a leader. Yes, he will no longer be called a leader. He's an imposter. And we must do away with people like that. So that is the whole gamut of that story. Then in homes too, the fact that the husband is the head does not make him more intelligent or most intelligent. Let me put it that way. And it does not even make him to be autocratic. There must be a consensus, even in homes. That is how we can keep the marriage institution. So I want to talk about the types of leadership. There is position leadership, there is permission leadership. That is the one you get by your relationship. Then there is production leadership, when you reproduce people, just like you are doing as a coach. And there is what we call the pinnacle. People follow you because of who you are and what you represent.
Pinnacle is that pinnacle leadership?
Yes. That's pinnacle leadership. They follow you because of who you are and what you represent. Let me give an example in the Bible. King David, before he became a king, he was in the cave of Adullam. People first joined him by themselves. The Bible says at the time 600 men joined him. They were discontented, they were in debt, and they were disillusioned. They came to him. And by the time he started mentoring them. They became mighty men of war. That is, he reproduced them. And that is what I believe leadership is. We must learn to attract people with a magnetic force and make them better. Let somebody meet you and then he will now say, "Oh, I thank God I met you." That is what I believe. That then followership too must be committed. Today, I found out that many people are not committed. They are not. They are not patient. They are not patient. Like Kiloku. Kiloku waited patiently to think of what is the next thing I will do to save my life. He waited. You see, in our country today, I know you know about it. There is this Yahoo mentality, get rich quick syndrome. It is really hurting us. You see, young girls, young boys, they refuse to go to school any longer. Say, what will school do to me? What will academics do to me? They run out of school and they go into a lot of troubles. So they fall into dangers without checking up. We that are leaders, we must put this thing down and plead with the younger generation that money is not everything. In Hausa land, they say mutunshi yafikudi. That is
mutunshi yafikudi.
Yafikudi in Hausa. That's character, morals is better than possession, financial aggrandizement. So that is all the story I think we can bring out of it. And in the home also, we must learn to lead with precision, with definite accuracy, because we are going to give accounts. We are going to give accounts. So I don't know whether that answers your question.
Yes, it does, sir. It does, in fact, more than I expected. So, sir, can you run through the types of leadership again? I got position leadership, pinnacle leadership, reproductive leadership. Then you mentioned some other ones.
There is this position leadership, permission leadership.
Permission leadership, okay.
Yes, permission leadership, production leadership.
Production leadership.
Yes, and pinnacle leadership.
And pinnacle
That's
leadership.
when people follow you for what you represent, and they give their respect willingly. They are ready. You don't have to pay them. When it gets to that, they respect your views, they believe in you, and they follow you. There are very few pinnacle leaders. Look at somebody like Nelson Mandela. He's a pinnacle leader. Or Mahatma Gandhi of India.
Mahatma Gandhi.
Mother Teresa of Calcutta. Those are people that, you know, they inspired us up to our generation. Even after they are long gone, their principles are right living after them. So
beautiful.
That is what we have to do.
Wow. So I'm so blessed. I think I need to bring you back. We'll come and talk about leadership. We have to come and make a conversation on leadership. You have in-depth knowledge about leadership, and these are one of my areas. Leadership, you know, living a life of wisdom. These are one of the things these are the ammunition that I have when it comes to coaching and mentoring. It's very
You are doing good. You are doing good,
sir. Thank you.
We are proud of you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Before I wrap, I want to thank Hada Creations and led by my good sister Tosin Arodudu. God bless you.
Amen, sir.
Thank you. I want to thank my own team here too. Christ Image Foundation.
God
we are
bless
into and led by my humble self and my friends, my teammates is here with me. Victor Bamidele, Adeyemo, and so many people. Lawrence Afere, George, many of them support this. They pray along with us. I want to thank you for your patience, for bearing with us. Victor is here, and God has really used him mightily for the work of reaching the world with the gospel of Christ and with good behavior. Can Victor come and say hello, please? Can you say hello to the world?
Hello,
sir. Thank you so much, sir, for the support.
Thank
we are
you,
so
Barrister.
Thank you, sir.
It's nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too. So I'm so happy that you are here.
It shows good job.
Support. God bless you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Sir. Thank you, sir. So, sir, how do we get this book into the hands of schools in Nigeria? I
Well,
have two people that owns a school. If you have copies now, I would have bought some and given it to
okay,
them. It's easier to buy from you in Nigeria for me, and we give it to those
okay,
schools. I just a form of donation, because this is a book I
okay.
want it to get into the hands of my children. Love Sito, and I'm sure that I might get a copy for them to put it in their school library. Let's see how it
Please
goes.
give them my greetings.
Yes,
Give your
yes,
children my.
yes.
I could hear their voice.
Yes,
across when
they
you
are
talk to
disturbing me. They want me to
Yeah,
get
but
up from here.
that's what children do. All
Yes,
of us
sir.
have done it before.
They want
God
me
will
to
keep
leave this
you.
place and come and meet them.
God will keep you for them. They need you.
Amen.
God
Amen.
will protect
Amen.
them for you. I'm so
Amen.
proud of you.
Thank
Sorry,
you so much, sir.
we keep quarreling and settling our quarrel.
No,
That is
wahala.
just
It's a divine relationship. Oh.
that's
It's
the
a divine
relationship.
relationship. Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
as to your question, honestly speaking, we have to go and discuss with my team on how
Okay.
to do that.
Okay, sir.
Because we have some projects coming up.
Okay.
You two will be involved, so don't worry.
Okay. No problem, sir.
So we are trying also to get. I've met the permanent secretary, Ministry of Education in Ondo State here.
Oh, that's
Ms.
beautiful.
Lola Amuda, and
good.
she's nice. She likes the idea of this book.
Okay.
To order the price from Amazon may be too huge.
No, you have to print in Nigeria, sir. I have printers
Yes.
in Nigeria. Yeah.
Okay.
I have printers.
Then maybe
so I'll
we have
get
to
quotation.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Because I want you to put it in schools in Nigeria, so
Yes.
that even me, I'll buy. I have two friends that they have schools, so I don't mind
Okay.
buying copies and giving them to
Okay.
give it to the children or to sell it or something. Let's just,
Oh,
So, but I need you to
Please.
print copies, sir. I can give you the contact
Thank
of
you.
print. You're
I
staying
don't
in
mind.
Lagos, sir.
no, I'm in Akure.
No, I forgot. You're in Akure like me. Okay. Akure. Then it's better to print in Akure, sir. Print in Akure, it will be cheaper for you.
Okay. I will get the costing to you.
Okay. Get
I
it,
will
sir.
go out and do that. How
do
many
it.
copies do we get?
If I personally, I might like to buy like 20, then give this my
20.
friends like 10, yeah, so that they can, give it to students in their school. So I might like to buy like 20. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let
Thank
me know
you
once
so
you do that.
very much.
Give me the feedback, sir. Then we'll move.
Okay.
Because I want the book to
I'm
go.
so
Like let people
grateful.
read. It's a powerful.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome,
May
sir.
the
Thank you so much.
ministry continue to expand and
Amen.
increase.
Amen.
Thank you for your patience with us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Each time we plan a meeting like this, I have to call my team and tell them, like my teammates now, he has been here since waiting for
God
this
bless
program.
them.
So
Awesome.
sometimes I will tell them like that. And if it doesn't, he has to leave getting other programs to come here. So
Awesome.
I thank you so much.
You're
God
welcome,
bless
sir.
you.
Amen,
Regard
sir.
to your nice family.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much,
Do
sir.
have a nice time.
We are so glad
Thank
to have you.
If there's any other time you will
Yes.
like us, we'll come
Yes,
on.
definitely. I want us to come and talk about leadership. So let's see how that goes, sir. I will look for you a convenient time and I will get in touch with you. All right, sir. Thank you for coming. We're so glad to have you on board. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Have a nice weekend. God bless you,
Bye.
sir. Bye,
you.
sir. And bye to everyone there. And my
Okay.
regards to the family. Yes, sir. Bye.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Wow, what a beautiful session. I was actually thinking that it wasn't going to hold because of the network issues. And I thank God that it's held, and look at the nuggets and the wisdom that we have gotten from this powerful session. And this is the reason why we have brought this program to you, Book Reading with OOH. And we actually read a book today. We didn't just chat alone. I read from a chapter in the book, and we wrapped it around leadership and wisdom. And look at the wisdom. Even personally, I've been hugely impacted. And like I told him, we're going to have a session on leadership. I love leadership. I love leaders leading with wisdom. And I would want to have a session with him so that we can talk about this and just, get more knowledge. I love to learn from the elderly ones because they have a lot in their pots of wisdom. So can you see the reason why we're having this show, this book show? A lot of insight to be garnered and, things that can impact us and move our lives forward. So yeah, if you're just joining us, you have to catch up from the beginning. The title of this program is Book Reading with OOH, aka the author and their book. So every Friday or every other Friday, we get to bring authors to talk about, to have a chat around their book and to just, impact us in diverse ways so that we can take 1 or 2 lessons back home. And other times, it might just be me reading from my own book or some other books that has inspired and blessed me. So take good care of yourself. Thank you for joining. Please share with your friends if you're going to catch up later. And also, I would love to read your comments and the things that you have garnered from this session so far. Until then, I'll catch you next week. Take good care of yourself. Bye. Yeah. I'm not done, baby. Give me some time, okay?